So today's presentation is about the soul versus spirit and versus higher consciousness. This is something that I have always was very curious and wondered throughout my journey. And so today I'm very happy to be able to share a little bit of information about the difference between the soul, spirit, and higher consciousness and how it affects you, how it affects me, and how we live together as humans on Earth. So who am I beyond my body, my thoughts, and my spiritual patterns? This presentation is an exploration into the deeper parts of ourselves, the soul, the spirit, and higher consciousness. The soul is your eternal essence, and it is the part of you that remembers who you truly are. It carries your unique signature like a spiritual fingerprint would. It holds all of your desires, it holds your truth and your reason for being here. Often when people feel lost or directionless, it's often because they are disconnected from their soul. The spirit is the animating force of life. It is the energy that moves through you. The spirit is your breath. The spirit is fire. It's the movement, it's vitality. It's what connects the soul to the physical world. And without it, your body cannot live. When the spirit is unbalanced, people feel usually drained, they feel uninspired or disconnected from their natural flow. From here, we move on to higher consciousness. And higher consciousness is awareness. It is awareness beyond the individual self. It is the state of remembering that we are part of something greater, a collective, a divine intelligence. This is the witness within everything, the part of us that is the observer without judgment. And we can access higher consciousness, we transcend fear and see truth through clarity. Now, I want to take a moment and move back to the soul, because I added this image of this sphere with all these little different pieces. And the soul to me is one of the most interesting aspects to all this Trinity. Because what happens is if we can imagine that each one of those pieces, those triangles, those shapes within the sphere, each of those spaces is something different that we believe about ourselves. It's a pattern, it's a belief. So we have millions and trillions of little thought patterns and thoughts and all those things. And we have also not just thoughts, but we also have, let's say, lifetimes and experiences and traumas. And each one of those things start to collect. And that's what becomes our soul. And then we move on from our soul. Well, each of those things make us feel a certain way. And then when we feel a certain way, or we get in contact with certain liquids or foods then or emotions or feelings, and those kind of animate the soul or animate the spirit to behave in a certain way. And when we can look down from higher consciousness down onto ourselves and to see our emotion or to see a part of our soul, that's higher consciousness. And then with that being said, I want to ask you a question. Knowing that each human being has their own soul, has their own spirit, and their own level of higher consciousness, what does it look like when two souls meet, considering what I just said? And so I kind of wanted to just open the floor, if that's okay, to people to respond and to kind of chime in on what does that look like when you have two people coming from two different spheres, two different worlds with different sets of patterns, thoughts, traumas, life experiences, and then they meet. Shishma, is that okay if people contribute?
Sure, Bri. You can make it as an interactive. Yes. I think I see in some chats somebody mentioned energy.
Okay. Like
Uh,
not available to see them chats yet. Let me see. Okay, I see.
yeah.
Yeah, so it looks like energy. Yes.
Human connection,
Connection. Yes. Energy form.
aura patterns,
Mm-hmm. Aura patterns.
both energy and chaos,
Mm-hmm.
energy exchange.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Now these are all amazing questions. And then we're gonna dig deeper now. So the next question is, so now we know that pretend that these two spheres, those are people. Those are, people meeting. The next question becomes, where does or how does the ego impede on this connection or with the individual? We could even go deeper to ask how does the ego interfere? How does the ego interfere with the soul, with higher consciousness and spirit, considering you know definitions now? Does anyone want to contribute? More the ego, the friction or disturbances, okay, in the mind and in one's personality, sharing either too much or not enough, okay? Either it hurts or evolves. Very good. Yes. Okay. Anyone else? It creates a wall. Okay. Yes. So at the soul level, the soul is your internal essence. It's pure truth, your unique divine signature. If the ego interferes here in the soul level, then yes, you're covering that truth with identity. You're saying, I'm a status, I'm my trauma, I'm my success, I am my wounds. Instead of remembering I'm eternal essence. Your ego will convince you that I am only what I can prove, what I can own, or what I can protect. So this creates a disconnection and the feeling of being disconnected from another person. When you feel ego at a spirit level, spirit is the animating energy, right? So it's your breath, it's your vitality, it's your flow. When ego impedes in the spirit area, it becomes over controlling, like I must work, I must hustle, I have to prove myself, I have to dominate. The results are exhaustion, burnout, and disconnection from the natural rhythm of life. So instead of flowing, the spirit becomes constricted. So it leaves people drained, essentially. And when we talk about ego impeding in higher consciousness level, we're talking about awareness. So when you have too much ego, well, now you are different. Now you're separate. Now you can't connect. Now you feel threatened. You feel judged. You feel criticized. You feel like you're better sometimes. So then you start to become alone. You feel alone. So this prevents access to peace. It prevents access to perspective. It prevents access to freedom. Then we start living in fear. So instead of dissolving into infinite, the ego basically just starts making you feel like you are finite. You're restricted. So now this leads to our next question. Meditation. So now that we know how ego impedes on soul, we know how ego impedes on spirit and higher connection. How do we believe that meditation can affect soul? How do we believe meditation can affect the spirit? And how do we believe meditation can affect higher consciousness? Anybody want to chime in here through the chat? Meditation is where we return to the center of the sphere through breath, through stillness. We can quiet the ego. We can let the spirit flow. We can reconnect with our soul's truth. And from that place, higher consciousness naturally awakens. So someone says the meditation can assist in grounding the ego. Okay. How else might the meditation affect our higher consciousness, our spirit, and soul? I think we can start to calm down our minds and our thoughts. Exactly. Being still and breathing can change the way we focus. Exactly. Meditation helps to know ourselves and more. Exactly. It resolves the ego. Okay. So, with that being said, I think we are all understanding that meditation is an amazing tool that'll help us to align ourselves with higher consciousness so that we become more aware of our choices, our emotions. We are aware that meditation can help our spirit to be calm, to be balanced, to be grounded. And we understand that meditation helps us to see and reveal our soul's secret to help us align with our true mission and calling here on earth. We have a few more answers here. So, with knowledge and meditation, we can drop our ego. Exactly. Through meditation, we connect to our true inner selves as our minds get still. That's right. And we start to have awareness. Very good. Very good. So, what I'd like to do now that we kind of have a deeper understanding and a more agreed upon vision of how our ego, how higher consciousness, how spirit and soul kind of work together in our bodies and our minds and our thoughts, I'd like to go ahead and start with meditation. I'm going to send everybody a link to some music so that we can kind of all be together in meditation under the same frequency. Oh, I'm going to turn this phone off. So I have music here. If everybody would like to tap into the music, we can all meditate together to the same frequency. And from here, I will begin the meditation. Meditation and the soul. We're not beginning the meditation yet, but I just want to, we're not beginning the meditation yet, but I just wanted to talk a little bit about meditation and the soul. The soul is often the place where we have our identity. The soul is where we can come to every day through meditation, and the same thing with spirit and higher consciousness. It just always begins with one breath. So with that being said, I would definitely like to begin our meditation if that's okay with all of you. Beautiful. So when you're ready, go ahead and start your music with the link that I've just shared with you. I want to welcome you into this space. I'd like to welcome you into find a comfortable position, either seated or lying down. I invite you, if it's safe, for you to close your eyes and allow your body to soften. Allow yourself to take a deep breath in and a very slow breath out. Allow your breath to be gentle. If someone has their audio on, may you please mute yourself.
Can you stop sharing the screen so we can share the music?
Oh, okay, go ahead. by the earth. Feel the ground beneath you. Let the earth hold you as you breathe. In this moment, there is no place to be but here with yourself. This is a moment, and it is time to return to yourself. Continue to bring the awareness to your breath. Notice the coolness of air as you inhale, and notice the warmth as you exhale. Imagine your breath as a golden light. Each inhale fills you with life. Each exhale releases what no longer serves you. And with every breath, spirit flows through you. The animating force of life itself flows through you. Without spirit, there is no movement. There is no vitality. But with spirit, everything flows. With your breath flowing in and out, remember, it is a reminder of how fragile and beautiful life is itself. Breathe deeply as if every breath is your first breath ever taken in this moment. Allowing the belly to expand, allowing the belly to fall, and allowing your body to become more and more relaxed and heavy. Feel the breath into the body. Feel the spirit entering your body, nourishing and enlivening, enriching every cell in your body. And as you exhale, feel the spirit clearing space. Feel the breath clearing and softening any tension, releasing any weight. As you rest with your breath, notice your mind. Notice that thoughts may arise, stories, judgments, worries. This is the ego, the part that clings, the part that defines, the part that separates. There is nothing wrong with your thoughts. There is nothing wrong with ego. It is simply a part of being human. But it is not all of who you are. For a moment, imagine the ego as a fog surrounding your inner light. With each breath, this fog begins to thin. The fog simply disappears with each breath. Inhale slowly, allowing spirit to flow. And exhale deeply, allowing the fog of ego to disappear. Ego softens, it dissolves, and it clears. The fog drifts away, and beneath it, you begin to sense something deeper, the essence of who you truly are. Now, with your next breath, draw the breath in. Bring your awareness to the center of your chest. And with your Exhale. Imagine your heart space. Visualize a small ember begin to glow in the heart. A golden flame, steady and eternal. With each breath, the ember grows brighter. With each breath, the light in your chest, in your heart space, expands until your entire chest begins to emanate and glow. With each breath, this light becomes greater, bigger, expanding beyond the chest, over the belly and into the neck, down into the arms, into the legs, into the feet, fingers, covering the head until your entire body is illuminated. This will represent the soul, your eternal essence, the part of you that remembers who you truly are. Every desire, every truth, every reason for being here, it all lives in the soul. It is you in your unique spiritual fingerprint. It's a collection of who you are. And as you sit with your soul, allow yourself to repeat to yourself, I am clarity, I am my own truth, and I am the eternal essence. Feel your soul radiating its light into every cell, every fragment of your being. Continue expanding your awareness, but this time the awareness is moving beyond your body. Feel the awareness moving beyond you and into the space around you. Feel the vastness above you, beneath you, to your left, to your right, in all places. Imagine your awareness lifting and gently expanding. And as you expand, imagine that there's a glowing sphere rising above your head. And from here, you can observe yourself. You now become a witness. As your awareness expands, you become a witness. And as your awareness expands further, you dissolve. You dissolve into everything around you. You become part of the cosmos yourself. The stars stretch infinitely in every direction, and you are no longer separate. You are now part of the whole. And from this space, you become aware. I am aware. I am infinite. And I am part of all that is. And for just a moment, rest right here. In this field of higher consciousness, breathe in that peace. Breathe in the freedom of fear. Breathe in and simply just be a witness to all that is. Deep inhale and slow exhale. Begin to bring your awareness back to your body. Allow your awareness to come back to your breath. With your next inhale, bring your awareness back into the room. Bring your awareness back into this space and in this time. Bring your awareness back into your fingertips and into your toes and into your legs, into your mind, into your body. You can place your hand over your heart. You can place your hand over your belly. And remember that at any moment, you can always bring your awareness back onto your body. And remember the feeling of light. Remember the feeling of the spirit that you just felt as you breathe each breath. And remember that at any moment you can tap in to your higher level of consciousness. Because the truth is that when the soul is aligned, the spirit flows. And when spirit flows, higher consciousness can guide you. And so in this moment, we take one final deep breath in. We take one slow breath out. Carry this remembrance with you. You are soul, you are spirit, and you are consciousness. You are whole, and you are complete. And with that, I thank you. When you're ready, you may open your eyes and come back to the group. With that being said, anyone is allowed to share their experiences in the chat. Questions. I believe we have a little bit of time to open the floor to questions if we have any. Otherwise, I thank you for joining.